How you doing, Vicky?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies podcast, conversational podcast
Yeah,
on
we're still struggling with that.
life in recovery.
Life in recovery.
We're
Here we
going to
are.
talk about a recovery concept, probably talk a little bit about ourselves.
And this is what we're going to do is do a reading, and it's a contemplative meditation. There's different types of meditation. This one would be a contemplative one where we take an idea and meditate upon that throughout the day, where we actually invite God into our thinking. And so that's what meditation is actually being still.
Some people call it contemplative. I'm not exactly sure if the one is right or wrong. All it means is thinking about, something to think about.
How are you feeling today?
To mull over.
We were not able to do a meditation yesterday.
We did not.
Because we received our second dose of vaccines. Yay! And we got through it, got a needle. It didn't hurt. It was really well done and executed properly. And then that was Sunday night. And then Monday at about 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I was like, I'm starting to feel weird. My back is hurting. My neck is hurting. And then just went into bed for 24 hours. and feeling really hungover. It's the COVID vaccine hangover. But we got through it. We're double vaccinated so we can wash our hands less. Yeah. I don't know, cough on people.
No.
Wear masks.
No.
I really think it's about, like, now I don't have to wear a mask. But that's just my own personal
I love
writing. And yeah, there's so many people with opinions and vaccine, all that stuff. But anyway, whatever you feel, I got my vaccine. I'm vaccinated.
I feel like you got vaccinated
for the people,
for everyone else.
I
know that you did that.
I didn't get
and
vaccinated
I appreciate
myself.
that.
I got vaccinated for the
because
people around
I
me.
want to be able to spend time with your parents. I want to be able to spend time with, So I think I really appreciate that you did that.
Well, thank you. I still can't travel to the United States of America. But
that has nothing to do with coronavirus. That has nothing to do with coronavirus and everything to do with your
consequences of addiction. So amends will be made and are in the
someday you will get motivated to finish that process.
I've been trying to finish it, and it's been like returned to me 3 times.
Nah, you haven't really tried that hard.
I tried pretty hard.
Nah, you haven't really.
I've tried as hard as... All right, we're going to get into our medication. Thank you for joining us.
This is our mental medication.
This is titled A Priceless Gift. By this time, in all probability, we have gained some measure of release from our more devastating handicaps. We enjoyed moments in which there is something like real peace of mind. To those of us who have... What's that word?
Hitherto.
To those of us who have hitherto known only excitement, depression, or anxiety. In other words, to all of us, this newfound peace is a priceless gift. All right. I am learning to let go and let God. To have a mind that is open and a heart that is willing to receive God's grace in all of my affairs. In this way, I can experience the peace and freedom that come as a result of surrender. It has been proven that an act of surrender originating in desperation and defeat can grow into an ongoing act of faith. And that faith means freedom and victory. Amen. So the idea of this is, what is the real gift of recovery? What is the real gift of a relationship with God? Because I had my problem before I started drinking. And I didn't know what it was. But when I went in early recovery, I went into a rehab center at a homeless shelter. And I did not know what they were going to do to me. But I'm pretty sure there was some powerful medication or a lobotomy would have been the solution. But what I said was, on my way in my head, I said, as long as this shuts off, whatever they're going to do, whatever this recovery thing is, as long as this stops, I'll be okay. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And so what recovery has given to me is that this rhetoric, this noise, this sound is gone. The insecurity, the fear, the proving myself, the I'm not worthwhile, I'm people are always looking at me because I'm dumb, I'm stupid, all those things, all the rhetoric in my head. Where there was noise, now there's peace. That's a good gift.
What would you say to the person who says this is too churchy for them, though?
What? The gift of
This,
God?
like, what this, like, I don't want this. This is too churchy.
Well, I think church is a institution, and it can be a religious activity where it's like these are the things I have to do. But what we have found is that we have a relationship with God, and the church is more about a relationship with people that have a common problem with a common solution. So it's actually a fellowship. And so this whole program and my solution is about having God meet all needs. So I don't need human aid. Psychiatry and counseling can help, and some medication can help, but my real solution has to come from God, because this is where my problem is. And so I've never been peaceful in my mind, even as a child. I was always restless. I was always the kid going into the store where my parents said, "Don't touch anything." Like, stop touching things. Stop wiggling. Like, I always had that inside of me, that there was always something going on. There was something, this needed to be done and got out of the way so I can get on to the next thing. I was always in that mode of like never being able to be still. And so my relationship with God, and that's what I learned in early recovery, is that they said you need a power greater than yourself. And I'm like, seriously? That's what this has all come down to? And the reality is, there is no power, there is no solution, there is nothing that human solution could bring to me. And so whether I've been in jail a few times, you've left me a few times, I've been in the psych ward a few times, I've been, taking anger management, all this stuff never was my solution. Like, putting all these things in place, behavioral management, never gave me peace.
I think that what I want to say to someone who says like, "Oh, this is too churchy. This is not for me. I don't want the God part of this." Are you spiritual? Do you recognize that there's a spiritual part of you, and that do you connect with nature? Are you creative? Are you do you come alive when you're out in nature? Do you believe that this could be created, and that it's created for you to enjoy and for you to appreciate? And so for me, I just would love for people to be able to separate, or even like be willing to investigate spirit, and to easily call it God, but spirit outside of us, the real, and what that could look like, as a relationship that actually, like, maybe all of this was created for us, and like, what if there really is a creator who wants to be in relationship with you? And that's really what we're talking about. This isn't about like, go get into this church. This isn't about follow all these rules. This is about like, that actually there's like a power greater than you that wants to restore you to sanity, and that power, is like a creator who made this world. And so when I look out at the stars and I look at the moon and I see like all the animals, like, I can't help but think there's something else out there.
I think people get caught up into the rules aspect of it. Like, I have to do all these things.
Right.
But the reality is, it's no different than alcohol. If you look at the life of an alcoholic without being fueled by alcohol, it would be absolutely ridiculous. The spiritual life, apart from being fueled by the Spirit of God and by the relationship of God, would be absolutely ridiculous as well. So that's the beautiful thing about the nature of God. When we have a relationship with Him, He actually changes our heart and motivates us in a whole different, that that we have this spiritual connection. And it's not like we have to do these things. We get to do them, and we get to be in this relationship. And the bonus of it is peace. Our God is our comforter, our peace, peace, our joy, all these things that I actually get from a relationship with God that I bring into the world. So I'm not trying to take from the world. I'm not trying to take from our relationship. I come with my strength that God's given me. That's good. All right. May you feel the peace of God today. That is the priceless gift of recovery, is having this. The noise and the excitement and the adrenaline and everything coming inside of you to be peaceful. So we just leave you with that today. Join us at noon Eastern time. We have our All Addictions Recovery meeting. So if you want to join us for that, there's information in our Facebook feed. So join us if for talk for recovery. I'm not explaining it well. Come to All Addictions meeting at noon today at noon Eastern.
And if you miss it, if you want to check out those meetings, they are on our podcast.
Yes.
Ashes to Rubies podcast.
Keep the peace, be of good behavior. We'll see you later.